Hello guys, welcome to this video. I'll be looking at the NECO Computer Studies Practicals 2023. Okay. For this video, I'll be looking at the question 1A. Okay. So before we begin, I just want to draw your attention to the instructions. Always form the habit of going through the instructions. So as you can see, the first instruction says use computer system to answer all your questions. Okay, so even the theory format questions, please make sure that you type your answers in Microsoft Word and then print them out. Okay, don't attempt writing them out or something like that, writing the answers out. Okay, so that's one thing I want to draw attention to. Okay, so let's begin. So 1A, use Microsoft Word to perform the tasks below. Okay, application, reproduce the table above with Times New Roman font face and font size 16. Okay, so we're going to reproduce the table above. Right now, one of the things I would like you to do most of the times when you are faced with this kind of question is, first of all, go to the last line to be sure how your printout will be, your orientation. So if you look at the last question here, find out that we're going to use landscape orientation. So we can as well start our work with landscape orientation. Okay. So otherwise stated in the question, so you can change it or something like that. But it's wise that you check how your printout will be to see how you're going to work. Okay. So just trying to save time, but with this method. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I already answered the B part of the question, which we're going to look at shortly after we're done. Okay, so let me just go ahead to start a new document, and of course go to layout, and of course change the orientation to landscape. Let me just save my work. Let me just save this as let me save in my desktop NECO computer. So let me just save it here. So let me call it my name, Kechku NECO, something like that. I don't think anybody will penalize it. Just name it something, a name that you can remember and you can always locate, and in a location where you can always have access to it. Okay, so let's go back. So our job is to reproduce this table. So let me just, first of all, let me just minimize. Let me just make it a little smaller. I think that's fine here. So let me just also reduce this. Okay, that serves me well actually. So what I'm going to do, the rows, number of rows here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I have 6 rows, and I have 1 2 3 4 5 columns. So we want to go to insert, we want to go to table, we want to go to insert table here. So the number of columns are 1 2 3 4 5, and then of course we have 6 rows, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we're going to create that and okay that. Okay, so of course we'll start populating our table. So, and of course remember the font size. The font size is actually 16. So we want to go to home, we want to make it 16 points, and then of course the font face has to be Times New Roman, so make sure that that is that. Okay, so let's populate now. So at this point I may have to fast forward it, because I think this is what you can do. This is I, capital I. Okay, so we may fast forward. 9 here, 9 a.m. So I think there's a space here. Okay, I think that's about it. So I think we're done with the inputting. So I just finished doing that. Let's see. I don't want to try to make the my text to fit within the column or within the cells. So let's just finish everything, and then if some of these texts are falling to the next line, then we'll see what's going to happen about it. Okay, okay, so let's go ahead. So we've done this, and then we've made sure that we have Times New Roman font face, and then of course 16 point font size, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay, so let's go to the second one, which is I change all the content in the first row to uppercase and embolden. Okay, so let's select everything in the uppercase here. I mean, sorry, the first row. I believe. Let me just be sure of what I'm reading. What the content in the first row to uppercase. Okay, so you want to select everything right there. So you want to hold down your shift key and press F3. So that will do the job for you. You can switch to uppercase. Okay, so let's see, and then make it bold. So I'm gonna make everything right there bold, right? So that's for that. So this sorted out. So I change margins at the top and bottom to 1.1 inches. Okay, so let's see. My margins, let me see my margins. So you want to go to layout, you want to go to margins here, you want to go to custom margins. So what I have here is actually CM. Okay, so let me switch to inches. So let me go to file. I want to go to options. You want to go to advanced, and then let me see. Let me scroll down and see what I'm going to see. Anything on CM? I think it used to be somewhere around here. If I can figure that out quite immediately. Hey God, look at what I've been looking for here. My God. Okay, so it's it's here. So you can change it to inches, please. You can change to inches here, and then okay that. Okay. So if I go back to margins, and then go to custom, and everything will be inches, right? So so let's go back to the question and then figure that out again. Change all the content. Sorry, okay. Which is this number three. I change margins at the top and bottom to 1.1 inches. Okay, so top and bottom 1.1 inches. So you want to go to top and bottom here. So you want to put 1.1, and then bottom, of course, put also dot one. I don't know why they're increasing it, but that's fine. And then let's see okay, so this done. So of course IV says change margins at the right and left to 1.5. Okay, so left 1.5, 1.5, and then of course the right will be 1.5, also 1.5 inches. Okay, so what else? So I'll okay that. Okay, so this is what we have. All right, good. So I'll highlight this. Done that. So V, insert a new column after period 2. After period 2, and type your first name in the column. Okay, I will type your first name in the column. So after period 2, so let's go back. So this is so I'm going to have period 1. This is period 1 already. So period 2 after period 2. So I'm going to actually so if you hover between the line of the two columns, you're going to see this plus sign. Otherwise, you can click right here. You can click anywhere in front, and then right click, and then you go to insert. So it's going to insert at the back a column to the left. Okay, yeah, a column to the left. That's what you want to insert, not to the right actually. Okay, so anyhow, whichever one will serve you. So I'm going to write my first name here, which is Ketchup. Ketchup is my first name actually. Okay, so I'll just leave it like that. So I've inserted my first name in that column, so I'm good with that, right? So insert a new row titled Thursday below Wednesday and type different subjects for the periods. Okay, so I'm going to just go to, so this time around I will use so after Wednesday, below Wednesday, I'm gonna just hover over the line and then click on this plus sign, and then I'll call that Thursday. I'll call the day Thursday. Sorry, I didn't get the spelling right. Thursday. So I'm going to insert different subjects. So here, let me just have agriculture. So I don't want to deviate from what they have. So agricultural science, I guess. Yeah, agricultural science here. Uh, here I want to insert something like let's say civic education. Um, should I insert anything here? Let me just omit here since let me just see the question again. So insert a new row titled Thursday below Wednesday and type different subjects for the periods. Okay, so I think I will have to omit that. So like so that to be consistent with the rest. Here, what do I type here? Let me say computer science, English language. Let me just put English language right there. English language. My typing is so rusty. I wonder why. And then I'll have computer science here. Computer science here. Okay. Okay. So this done. So let's see the next one. So I think I've done everything here. Okay. So VII, insert a page number at the bottom and center align. Okay. So you want to actually go to insert. You want to go to insert. Where you want to go is in footer. You want to go to footer actually. So I will insert this column here. So I want to actually click at the middle here since I want to insert a page number there. So you go to page number from header and footer here. You want to go to current position. You want to add a plain number right there. So I'm going to get off these placeholders here, and then that will center align my pagination, right, or page number, right? So that's done. Page number at the bottom and center align. So we have done that. So VIII, replace the subjects in Wednesday's row with the subject not found on the table. So let's think about subjects that are not found on the table. Wednesday row. Okay, so let's remove this. Let's call it ICT. Let's call this one ICT. And then here, let's call here history. History, yeah. So here, instead of calling this computer science, let's call it, can somebody suggest which subject again? Let's call it social studies, something like that. Social studies. I don't think social studies is here. So finally, we have, let's have CRS, something like that. CRS, something like that. So I think I'm good with this. Good. So subject in Wednesday's row with the subject not found on the table. So we've done that. So insert a watermark hello world horizontally at the center of your work. So let's go right there. You want to go to design. You want to go to watermark here. I want to get to custom. Okay, so our interest will be text watermark here. So I'm going to click there. So the text will be hello world. Hello world. So let me be sure of the question inside watermark hello world horizontally. Okay, at the center of your listing. Okay, so let me just make this W small letter. Let me just have it exactly how they have it right there. I might have to choose English here, and then write my text again. So let me just have hello world right there, and then they never mentioned the what's it called, the fonts, the type of font. So I'm going to leave that as Calibri. Okay, so I don't want the layout has to be horizontal. I don't want it to be diagonal. Normally it's always diagonal, so I'm going to change it to horizontal. Any other information on that? I think that's about it. So I'm going to apply. Okay, that. Okay, so at the center of our page. Okay, so we can leave it like that. So let me just go to let me go to header or footer, somewhere around there. So let me just go to edit footer or something like that, and then I want to carry this guy. I want to move it a little further to the middle. So I think it's in the middle right there. So I'm good with that. So if there's any need, I will adjust it again. Okay. Yeah. I don't think any other information on that inside of what I'm going to do. Okay, so I think we're good with this. Okay. So X, which is 10, interchange all the subject excluding the content of period 1 of both Monday and Friday. Okay, so Monday and Friday in period 1, I'm going to only Monday and Friday in period 1. So mathematics here, I'm going to leave it the way it is. Friday, computer science here, I'm going to leave it the way it is. So I'm going to interchange the rest. Jesus Christ, this is a lot of work. Okay, so let me just let's see. Let me copy out ICT. Let me just cut it completely. Let me paste ICT maybe somewhere around English here. Okay, let me just do it diagonally. Let me just move ICT up here. Let me just paste it right here, and then copy further maths. Let me just copy this further maths here, and then bring it down here. So the idea is just to interchange them actually. So I'm going to just take out. Oh no, Friday. I'm not going to supposed to touch it. So I'm going to take this maths here. I cut it and then paste it right here. Where is agri science? So I'm going to get agri science here. So copy it and then paste it right here. Something like that. And then so let me just interchange across here. Let me just interchange these ones across. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to get agri science. Let me just cut it and then paste it right here. And then take computer science. I'm going to just cut it and paste it right here. Just this is some kind of lot of work, but that's fine. So I'm going to just copy this one, paste it here. So the idea is just to interchange what you have already. Okay, so let me just interchange across here, right? So I'm meant to fiddle with this, so I'm going to cut it and then put history. Okay, like have it here and then have history here, and then cut this agri here. Let me cut it here and then have it right here, and then have English language. Where's English language? Let me just copy English language from here and then paste here. So the idea is just to jumble interchange everything, but it's a lot of work. Let me just correct this one. So let me interchange computer, cut this with CRS, and I'll paste it here and then have CRS. Now you get the gist. I'm not gonna do the rest because it's tiring. Okay, so let me just, for the sake of it, let me just take out this social studies here. So let me just copy it and then paste it here. So I have maths here. So let me just dump it here. So I think I'm good, and then probably copy this computer science here, copy it and then paste it this point, something like that, and then have something like social study right there. So let me just copy this social studies here and then cut it and then paste it here. Oops. Let me paste it here and then have computer science right there, something like that. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to cut down. Let me just copy it and then paste it here. Paste it here. So I think I'm good. So the idea is just to jumble them, just exchange them. Okay. So I think we've done. So this done. Okay. So remember the idea is that period 1 for Monday and period 1 also for Friday, we're not meant to interchange them. So we left them the way they are, the computer science and the maths here. Okay. So that's the idea. So italicize the content in the last row. Okay. So in the last row, we have the Saturday. So the content in the last row, I want to make it italics. Okay. And then, okay, so using landscape orientation, print out the hard copy of your work. Okay, so our work is already on landscape. So the only thing that I would like to do here is to make sure that our work looks like what we have in the question here. Okay, you find out the text are within the column width. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So we want to adjust the table now so that everything will be within the table width. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag from here, from this box here. So just drag it straight to this side and then see that. So let me just take it to this side also to this point. So the idea is to keep adjusting till everything fits within the table width. Okay, so let's see. So let me just adjust from here. We are going beyond the margin, but the idea is actually to make everything, to be sure that everything fits within the table width. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to just adjust. Okay. So I'm going to leave this a bit here, and then Ikechukwu, I'm going to adjust to. Okay. So Ikechukwu has to be about 16 also. I don't think it is. Is it? So why does it look small in my eyes? Okay. It's not in capital letter. So I'm going to leave it like that. Actually, the question never, instructed that we have it in what's it called, capital. So we're going to leave it like that. So this like this, and then also, oh, we're adjusting this. Okay, so we're going to also okay, so let me just push this further also. Let me just keep pushing it. Let me push my boundary, okay, so everything has to be within the width, just to have, for it to look like what we have in the in the question. So I wouldn't think if this is completely necessary, but we have to do this because that's what we have in our question. Okay. So let me just first of all, let me see how it looks in the question first of all. So everything's actually center aligned if I'm not mistaken. So I probably might select everything and then make sure that everything is it center aligned? Not really center aligned, but within the table width. So I'm going to just bring them down a notch. Okay, and then of course keep it to the left. Actually, keep them to the left. Okay. I think this might be the best we can get actually. So I wouldn't mind if the headings are not within. So, but actually, this one's supposed to at least try as much as possible to be within. So I think this is the best we can do on this. Okay, so that's the best we can do. So we probably might have to leave it like that because we don't want to encroach so much out of the margin. We already encroach on the margin, so I might have to leave it like this. So let's see. So let's see how our printout will look like. So let's go to file, then go to print, and then see our print preview. So ensure that everything is within the printable area. Okay, so obviously if you want to print this, it might ask that you are beyond the margin. That is fine. Okay, that is fine. You can actually, okay, it didn't ask actually, so but most of the times it will ask you that your your content has encroached on the margin. So just know that such question might pop up. Okay, so I think that's about it. If you have any question, if you have any other way we can do this, just leave a comment down below to help the rest of the students. Okay. One of the things I will suggest also is, because if you look at this printout, the only thing that suggests that I'm the one that did this is just this EKH code. But in the examination, you might have somebody that bears the same name with you, just the same first name with you. So I suggest that for your printout, you want to have your name and your center number and your candidate number up here. So I'm going to have my name up here. It's important to actually have your name in every printout. So I'm going to have my name KHQ and for here. And then of course my candidate number will be 004, and then my center number, whatever your center number is or something, you can just have it right there. Okay. And should I make it Newton instrument? Nah, just have to leave it like that. So the idea is for the examiner to see that this is your work. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is to answer the remaining part of the question, right? So the next part of the question says, state 2 precautions taken while performing the tasks in 1A. So I actually went to some of the past questions that are done, and then pick some of the points I'd already written there. So this is what I have here. So let me just make it a little bigger. Oops, this is too much. Okay, so this some of the things are done. I didn't print that, so actually. Okay, so these are the precautions are taken. So you can actually think about more that you taken. So these are some of the ones I come up with. This comes out every year. Precautions, they come out every year. Okay, so the next one is what is a word processor? So I also answered that. So a word processor is a computer program used to create, edit, and print documents. A word processor is also called word processing software, program, package. Okay, so let's see the next question. So the next question says, mention 2 word processing package. My God, packages, please. Okay. So I have a couple of them: Microsoft Word, WordStar, WordPad, WordPerfect, and so on. Google Docs, WPS, Word, and many of them. Okay. So the next one will be the next question. What are the shortcut keys to minimize current window? So I think I did everything here. So minimize current window, you have Windows key plus down arrow. So I kind of brought out this because for those who may not be able to understand what the Windows key means. Okay, so where's my draw? Okay, so this is a Windows key. So when you when you hold it down and then use your arrow key, your down arrow keys, then you can minimize current window. So let me try that. Window key, and then you can minimize this. You see that? So I maximize it with window up button. The what's it called? The up button. Okay, so down, and then down again, and then it goes down. Okay, so that's how you can actually do that. Okay, so let's have the other one. Redo, of course, Control Y, and then insert new page, Control Enter. So if you want to insert new page on your work, you can click on Control Enter. Okay. All right, guys, so this is about it. So if you have any other contribution, anything that you feel like you have to add, please leave a comment down below. Okay, so if not, I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, guys. Bye.